G'day everyone. So just wanted to give you a quick video on how to set up the workload feature within portfolios in Asana's business tier to manage your team capacity. So this is almost dipping your feet in the water when it comes to capacity planning and using the workload feature. You could do this across multiple projects, but one of the easiest way to do it is to start with one project that all of your team's work goes through. For example, a stand-up or a team meeting project where people are copying across what tasks are on their plate in one central project using Asana's multi-homing feature, and then using that one project into a portfolio to get a view of what's that capacity per team member, how is it looking. So let's just go through those steps. So step one, let's create a portfolio. So I've gone into that, let's call it creative team capacity. And I can make that private or public. So maybe I make it private to our team. So then step two, we want to add who else is able to see this capacity. So I might invite someone into this as well who can see it. Hit send. So now that person has the ability to see it up there. And if I want to send a link to that other person, I can copy the link, send that in Slack or Microsoft Teams, and they can come in to see the portfolio. And you might want to favorite that portfolio to see it on your left-hand side there. So step two, we've already added step two. Step three is assigning the tasks and how do we get the work in here. So I want to add in our team's shared project that we're putting things into. So this is called Creative Production NA in this case. And if we look at Creative Production NA, this is a project where all of the team's work that we're doing and sharing between us is being tracked in one place. It might also be tracked in other projects. As you can see here, they might be on a campaign in this case or a request for creative production, but they're multi-homed, right? So the same task is in multiple places, and you might set up rules, automations to copy that task across to your central team board, like they've done here, where we've also got it on the creative production one. Another key thing that we've done with this project is we've turned on the custom field called estimated time. So estimated time is one of the new custom fields that's come out in Asana, and it allows us to say, well, for an item here, we can actually go into this estimated time field and put that in hours and minutes. So if I could say that was 12 hours, you go 12:00 for 12 hours. And it's in hours and minutes, and it recognizes that data type. So let's say you've done that and you've assigned the tasks to people and you've set those estimated hours. The other important thing is to assign due dates as a prerequisite here to look at the capacity. So assume you've done that, and you can check through the list view. That's another way to check, have we got estimated hours? Is it assigned to someone? Does it have dates? By going back to the portfolio view now, we can now monitor the workload. So what we've actually done here, it's currently counting the number of tasks assigned to a person, which is okay. But if you want to get it truly accurate, rather than just counting 9 tasks, like a task could be 1 minute or a task could be 10 hours. So that's where we can actually go in and add effort. And let's use the estimated time recommended field here. Next. Cool. Add that effort. And what you can do is you can give a max estimated time per person per week, for example, 40 hours, assign that to everyone, or perhaps there's individuals who aren't working the full week. So you can reduce their capacity, for example, part-time. And if we do that, now instead of counting tasks, it's looking at those estimated hours fields to see what's on the workload. So we've got that in. Now we can monitor the workload and we can adjust it. So looking at Chris here, I can see he's got 18 hours on the 24th that we need to figure out what's going on there. So different ways to reduce that spike in his capacity. One way is to assign the work to someone else who doesn't have as much work that day. So perhaps Ryan can work on this one, and you can drag that down and give that a sec. Now Ryan's been allocated a little bit of work. Assign him another one. Okay, so that's good. Another one might be to negotiate when these items are due. So this 4 hours here, maybe we can do that later in the week or next week to push it back. Great. And this big spike here, 15 hours, perhaps that goes across 3 days. You can extend it out as well. Starting to look a bit better. We do know that Chris was the one I think I put as a part-timer there. So we can see per day, he might be doing a bit more than that pro rata amount per day. So maybe we can zoom out to look at it this way per week, and we can see across that 20 hours for the week, he's actually at 15 hours. So from a week perspective, he's under capacity. Moses, on the other hand, has a little bit too much, and we can figure out how do we help support him on that by moving some things out, for example. And there we go. That's looking a little bit better for Moses there. So we're maintaining and monitoring and adjusting the workloads here. You can make use of the filter option up here to look at just a few people at once. If you're really trying to hone in on a subset of the team. And if you want to take this a step further, now that the data is in a portfolio, we can use the reporting feature in Asana to graphically represent the workload in the team in a different way. For me, I think it's a good starting point just to start with using this tab in one project at a time, remembering to continue to add tasks that you'd like to monitor for capacity into that one central project, your team project. So regularly check and monitor your workloads is going to be a way to help ensure that your team is working effectively and efficiently on their tasks.